something a little stronger. We have full facilities down in the barn, so you don't miss anything. The crew are going to provide you with a waiter service around the vessel. There's a lot to see on the Harbour cruise today, so keep your cameras with you. Don't worry if you're the wrong side of the ship, because we do have to come back the same way. Both sides get good views. Right, my name's Mark. It's going to be my pleasure to be your captain for our cruise around the harbour. And we'll start by looking at the Warrior on the right. First of the ironclad battleships, HMS Warrior, laid down in the Victoria dock in London at 9,210 tonnes. It's a very large ship. The hull is 16 inches of solid Burma teak, backed by 2 inches of wrought iron. Mast about 160 feet high. Flying from the after flagstaff, you can see a red ensign. This is most unusual, because the Royal Navy's flag is the white ensign. But in the olden days, the Royal Navy was divided into 3 fleets: the Red Fleet, the Blue Fleet, and the White Fleet. Warrior at the time, flagship of the Red Fleet, so it's deemed she should fly the red ensign to this day.
Yeah. Put that up here. Where's all the seagulls?
Right folks, now as we make our way into the naval base, during our cruise you're likely to see a number of police boats. Now if you do see the police boats, make sure you give them a friendly wave, and that way we can usually get a little bit closer than we should do. Now if you wave to the police on the police boats, bear in mind these are armed Ministry of Defence police. They're all armed with machine guns, so please use all the fingers on your hands.
Sounds like that guy for Tanty.
Now coming up on the right is the South Railway jetty. For many years this was the home of Her Majesty's yacht, the Royal Yacht Britannia. The Royal Yacht's now in retirement up in Scotland, in Leith. On the South Railway jetty there's some red brick buildings, that's the Admiralty buildings, and to the left hand end is the Semaphore Tower. And from the Semaphore Tower, the Queen's Harbour Master Portsmouth controls all shipping movements around this very busy port, all controlled by VHF radio, radar and closed circuit television. There's an interesting vessel over on the left, look, an old air sea rescue launch from the RAF over on the left there. Across. Back over on the right hand side, you see the King's Stairs jetty just coming up, the King's Stairs jetty. Some of the older people may remember a Royal Naval diver by the name of Commander Buster Cragg. Well, on the 19th of April 1956, he put on his diving gear, he walked down those steps to the right of the King's Stairs jetty, and he was never seen again. At the time we had 3 Russian cruisers in the port. On the Russian cruisers was the President of Russia, President Khrushchev. It led to a diplomatic incident. Some say this was the start of the Cold War. Commander Cragg's body was never found. HMS Victory coming into view, Lord Nelson's flagship at the Battle of Trafalgar. Laid down in Chatham in Kent in 1763. Built as a first-rate, 3-decked, 105 gunship of the line. Nelson lost his life on Victory at the Battle of Trafalgar on October the 21st, 1805. During the battle, the ship's surgeon, whose name was one William Beatty, he was a 6'2" Irishman, and he'd been court-martialed twice, but he came into his own during the battle because he performed 104 amputations in 4 hours. No such thing as anesthetics in those days. He walked their arm in the leg and just chop it straight off. And on those 104 amputations, only 4 of the sailors died.
Must be.
That's the Victory on the right. D-37 on the right. HMS Duncan. This is the latest ship in the Naval fleet. This is a Type 45 destroyer. A Type 45 destroyer. Now the Type 45 destroyers are the largest surface combatants the Royal Navy has had since World War II. 7,350 tons, 152 metres long, and 463 feet. You're all like me. 2 of the 6 most powerful ships in the world. On the right hand side, you see the HMS Victory. This is the latest ship in the Naval fleet. This is a Type 45 destroyer. A Type 45 destroyer is the largest surface combatants the Royal Navy has had since World War II. 7,350 tons, 152 metres long, and 463 feet. You're all like me. 190 crew, 69 feet beam, that's 21.5 metres. 2 Rolls-Royce WR-21 gas turbines, Merlin helicopter at the after end. Most of the armaments are on the foredeck. Just forward of the bridge is a square box. In that square box she would launch up to 16 Astra 15 missiles or up to 32 Astra 30 missiles. And the Vickers 4.95 9-inch gun at the after end. Now the Cumbrian Fisher on the right is a fuel oil ship. That's what fuel into the naval fleet. They're getting ready to move her to sea with the tugs. I see our crew up on the top deck. They've got a tray of teas and coffees and ice cold drink. Don't run off, crew, stay at the top. If anyone like an ice cold drink or tea or coffee, even I drink the tea, it's quite nice, quite good actually. Just ask the crew, they'll bring it to you so you don't miss anything. The bar is open in the lower saloon. You don't want to miss anything, just look out for the crew. They will provide you with a waiter service. Teas, coffees, ice cold water, ice cold beers, chocolate bars, muffin cakes, waiting cards, we've got everything on board. Seasick tablets, Titanic life jackets, only used once. Right, we're now making our way around into the tidal basin. We really have picked a good day for a harbour cruise today. We have 4. We've only got 6 Type 45 destroyers, with 4 in the port. 2 are a little bit obscured. Over on the left there, D34, that's HMS Dumpling on our left. Look, we can't go anywhere near her. She's on the ammunition barges. They're putting a dangerous cargo on board the ship. That's what they're doing with the Dumpling. Over on the left, she's the sister ship. Sorry, with the Diamond. She's the sister ship with the Dumpling. She'll leave the star there behind those tugs. Right, coming up on the right, D36. D36 HMS Defender. Another one of our Type 45 destroyers. For their size, they are the most formidable warships in the world. For their size, they're the most heavily armed. We were originally going to have 12 of these, and then the previous government first of all cut 4, then down to 6. But definitely got 6. At least don't wait. Look at the Defender, you can see she has 2 white cones. You can only see one there at the moment, just alongside the funnel. These are multi-barreled anti-missile guns, firing 20mm titanium tipped shells at a colossal rate of 3,500 rounds a minute. Puts a wall of steel to protect the ship against missiles and planes. Like I said, don't worry to the wrong side of the ship, we do it to come back the same way. Just forward of the Defender is the Al-Shamik. You can see the name written in Arabic on its side there. This is a brand new vessel being built for the Gulf of Oman, part of a large export order by BAE Systems. That's their shipbuilding yards over on the right there, those hangars. And in the corner, the P281 is HMS Time. That's a fishery protection vessel, keeps its eye on the fishing fleet, not only of the United Kingdom but also the European community. Check the net sizes, quotas of catch and size of fish. In the dry dock on the right, D33 HMS Dauntless, another Type 45. Now she's undergoing a refit at the moment. She's been away for about 6 months and she's steamed nearly 30,000 miles. She was down around the Falklands in South Georgia and the South Pole. She's undergoing a refit. Now on the right here, HMS Illustrious, the only aircraft carrier we have in service now. The guys at the anchor end are on the goalkeeper gun. That's a 30mm multi-barrel cannon. Now the Illustrious is one of 3, or was one of 3. The first one was the Invincible, designed to carry Sea Harrier vertical takeoff planes and Sea King helicopters. Now just helicopters only. Goalkeeper guns either end of the ship to protect it against missiles and planes. Marked and anti-submarine mortars. Look at the guard away, because there's always on there. Machine gun as well. Marked and anti-submarine mortars on the side deck. Protect the ship against submarines. See the ski ramp type flight deck at the forward end. This was to facilitate the easy takeoff of the Sea Harriers. They go forward and vertical at the same time. They save a considerable amount of fuel. They get airborne quicker and they can stay airborne for a longer period. As we make our way around into the tidal basin, into Fountain Beach or across the tidal basin, the red hull ship just inside the quay wall, the A171, this is the ice patrol ship Endurance. HMS Endurance is one of only two Royal Naval ships not grey. And they're icebreakers, the other one is the Protector. And the Endurance has spent most of its life around the Falklands, South Georgia, the South Pole. A couple of years ago she had a leaky sea valve and she nearly sank in the South Atlantic, but the crew managed to keep her afloat. They got her back to Portsmouth and she faced a bit of an uncertain future, not sure what's going to happen to her. She carried a detachment of Royal Marine Commandos and her place down south has been taken by HMS Protector.
How long can they be on leave? She's been sitting for ages. Two over there, one of those two are.
Now as we make our way along, coming up on the right, we have HMS Westminster. This is a Duke class Type 23 warship. One of 12 of this class of vessel. We originally had 15, but the British government sold 3 to Chile. We've only got 12 now. But they're very much the backbone of the naval fleet. Originally designed as anti-submarine warfare vessels, they proved to be very good multi-role ships. 2 Lynx helicopters at the after end. She weighs 4,100 tons with a crew of approximately 181 officers and men. Most of the armaments are on the foredeck. Up on the bridge wing, staff at the bridge door, there's some canvas covers. This is where the anti-submarine mortars are fired from. Under the bridge wing, there's 2 torpedo tubes, 2 each way. These are the latest Stingray torpedoes. The 8 tubes forward of the bridge, 4 pointing each way. These are the McDonnell Douglas Harpoon missiles. In that square box, 24 vertically launched Seawolf missiles and a Mark 9 4.5-inch gun on the foredeck. Just inside the quay wall, there are 3 ships tied on the inside there, look. These are 3 of our older Sheffield class destroyers. We've got HMS York, which was Manchester, and HMS Edinburgh. And the Sheffield class destroyer was originally designed as the smallest ships able to handle the Sea Dart missile system. Sea Dart missiles are fired from position just forward of the bridge. You can see the missile launcher just forward of the bridge there. They weigh 5,500 tons with a crew of 240 officers and men. Powered by Rolls-Royce Olympus engines. That's the same engine that powered the jetliner, the Concorde, the old Falcon bomber. Now these ships have all been withdrawn from service now, part of the defence guns, having seen sterling service for over 30 years, including down in the Gulf of the Falklands. You remember in the Falklands, 32 years ago, we lost 2 of these ships. We lost HMS Sheffield and HMS Coventry. They face a bit of an uncertain future. They're right behind us there now. You're quite lucky on this trip actually. There are no continental ferries in, so we've been able to get right up the top, a bit extra on this one. Now over on the right there, you can see the Geese Line ship Timor Stream. Now that's a banana boat. Once every 3 days, we have a banana boat comes into Portsmouth and unloads its cargo. The sheds the other side are all refrigerated sheds. Each one of these vessels carries a colossal amount of bananas. And if we don't get a ship in every 3 days, then the United Kingdom will run out of bananas. Because 87% of bananas coming into the United Kingdom come in through Portsmouth. Does anyone any idea what the consumption of banana is in the United Kingdom every 3 days? Well, it's 49 million. That's a lot of banana. And that's where they would have been unloaded. See the east line ship behind us. We turn around to the Continental Ferry Port. No ferries there at the moment. There will be in the next couple of hours. All the berths will be taken up by inward bound ferries from Caen, Bilbao, St Malo, Cherbourg, Le Havre and the Channel Isles. Now as we make our way along, D23 on the right, HMS Bristol. HMS Bristol, the only type 82 destroyer ever built. She was originally designed to escort aircraft carriers. She was found to be too heavy, uneconomic to operate. The other two that were under construction were never completed. Despite this, the Bristol remained in service for about 16 years. She even saw service down in the Falklands. She was then withdrawn from service. She permanently moored where you can see her on the right. Her engines have been removed, the engine rooms turned into classrooms, and the rest of the ship is used for training and accommodation by the very tough Royal Naval Training School on HMS Excellent, which is based on Whale Island, just behind the Bristol. You can see HMS Excellent over on the right there. That's the grey buildings. That's also the home of the Commander-in-Chief, Royal Naval Home Command. Staying on the right, looking up on the downs there, up at the top of the harbour, you can see a series of chalk pits. See the chalk pits just up on the downs? You see them there in the distance? Right, well they're totally irrelevant to the commentary. I'm just checking you're still listening to me after falling asleep. Most people have nodded off by now. Right, wake up, pay attention, because coming to the left of those chalk pits, travelling along to the left, look at a large shipyard, that's Portsmouth Shipyard, that large hangar. Then there's one of the oldest castles in England. That's Portsmouth Castle, built in the year 285 AD, built by the Romans, later rebuilt by the Normans. Between us and the top of the harbour, over 16 square miles of mudflats, many only just underneath the surface. Over on the left-hand side, you can see HMS Illustrious there. Now helicopters only. We have 2 new aircraft carriers under construction up in Rosyth. They're going to be called the Queen Elizabeth and the Prince of Wales. I don't think that's anything to do with modern monarchy, I think it's more traditional names. Several ships with those names back through the years.
That's 3 and
3 out there.
3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
8.
8, no, 7.
1, 2, 6.
That one, 1, 2,
Alright.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's get the data list. She must be one of those out there. Would you be happy with a destroyer, or would you prefer an aircraft carrier? Oh, he's having to think about it. Well,
Both.
both. Well, he don't want much, does he? Jesus. Go up and circle around it.
vi finished.
Hold up here, but you've got a camera pressure on your eye there. You can see where he's going. Bear with us. Over on the right hand side, D-34 HMS Diamond, she's on the ammunition barges. We talked to the pilot on the Conrail Fisher, make sure where he's going so we don't buy him. Now over on the right there in the distance, look, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ships in a line. Now the first 4 tied together are broadsword class warships. We've got the Campbelltown, the Cumberland, the Chatham and the Cornwall. And then we've got 2 Sheffield class destroyers. We've got the Liverpool, and I think the other one's the, not sure what the other one is, way in the distance there. Now, obviously it's a Batch 3 Sheffield class destroyer, but these ships are all laid by and they're part of the defence cuts and they face a bit of an uncertain future, not sure what's going to happen to them. The girl on the side rails, come down my love please. Let's just stand on any of the rails, children, please. Right, we're now head down through the harbour. We'll have a look at camera picture going over to the oil fuel and getting the discharge started.
Right position to get out of the Harbour mouth, isn't it?
As you make our way along, over on the right there, there's an island of trees just over the police boat. This is Barrow Island, known to the locals as Rat Island. They got the name Rat Island because in the old days we didn't used to treat prisoners of war very well. We used to keep them in a prison hole with these yachts of mine. As they died off, we just throw them on Barrow Island. The island became infested. After that, the island fast move there at the moment for renovation. Now the Canberra Fisher is going to the oil fuel jetty, which is on our right there. That's where most of the Navy fuel and oil supplies are kept, and in storage containers on the shore side of Portsmouth. There's the town of Portsmouth on the right, and the city of Portsmouth over on the left. Both a very important role in keeping the Navy up and running. Now Portsmouth has been a naval base for over 600 years. Before then it was known the Romans had a police station here. When the Romans left, the Danes took over, and even though the next 700 years were bustling days of sea power, we didn't hear much of the port until the 12th century, by which time there was a considerable fleet in residence. Henry VIII fortified the sea walls in Portsmouth and gave himself the title of founder of the Royal Navy. Richard I sailed for the Crusade from the naval base at Portsmouth, and Henry V sailed for the Battle of Agincourt from the naval doctrine. Submariner has to go in at the bottom and make a controlled descent through to the surface. Failure to do this and you're automatically taken over the submarines and located in the North Space. 600 feet wide, and every ship that I've seen on the cruise today has to make their way through the narrow entrance to the gate access. excitement, this was the place to go. Full of pubs and clubs and ladies of ill repute used to sell their wares there. If you want to buy something for yourself, the only thing was you stood a very good chance of getting press gang. You find yourself as a volunteer on board one of Her Majesty's ships for a 5-year spell the other side of the world. And ladies of ill repute used to sell their wares in a place called Broad Street. You all heard of the American term broad, meaning loose lady? That came from old Portsmouth. Nowadays it's a highly desirable residential area. Over on the right, Gunwharf Quays. There's a magnificent motor cruiser on the outside of Gunwharf Quays called Big Eagle. It's worth about £25 million.
Oh,
And Gunwharf Quays has 95 factory outlets,
Big Eagle, 25.
restaurants, 14-screen cinema, 26-lane bowling alley, Holiday Inn Hotel, the Spinnaker Hotel, that's a tall glass building, and the Spinnaker Tower, sorry, the Holiday Inn Hotel, the Spinnaker Tower, 550 feet tall, it's about 170 feet. 2.5 times the size of Nelson's Cop. Used from the viewing platform out to about 23 miles. 5 years to build. Tallest building on the south coast. Wish to go to the Isle of Wight, you catch one of the fast ferries from the Harbour station on the right. White Rider 2 there. Be in the island in about 20 minutes. Right folks, we're now turned around and heading back towards the landing. In 5 minutes time we should be back at our berth. That'll be the end of your cruise. And don't forget there's lots to see. In the historic dockyard, Warrior, the Victory, the Mary Rose, the Naval Museum, Boathouse 7, the Purser Store, Dockyard Apprentice, Royal Naval Museum. There really is a lot to see.
Bristol or Somerset, down that way, they all speak like that.
We get a superb view of Warrior as we go in. First of the ironclad battleships.